That is the rule of nature.
Okay.
That is how the nature treats things. Like if you dot your I's and cross your T's, you found that we human beings, we shed our cells, our skins or our cells in every hour, in every single hour,
Every hour.
to find the better version, because these are the dead cells. So from there, we found the better skin of us. And this is not something that you're going to control, that you're going to put the plug on it. We are discussing here, that is fine, but that is the nature. This is how it is built. You would find the rich people, the richer guy, the stinking rich people. What they do, they rule the roost in order to strike oil. They rule the roost over the people who are poverty stricken.
Have-nots.
Yeah, that's what they do. That is nature. This is how the nature treats us, and it teaches us this thing. Just like the lion, it kills the deer because in order to feed himself, in order to feed his own pride. This is how the nature it goes on. This is how it goes on.
Don't you feel that you cannot trade the violence on every time? For example, if you talk about great king, one of the great kings, Ashoka, the king Ashoka, after the war of Kalinga, he realized and he left everything. He killed a lot of people. He had a lot of violence. He established the definition of violence in the land of this country. What is violence?
So why didn't he realize in the middle of that?
Because in the process.
Yeah.
So why do you have to?
So
why do you have to touch the fire in order to understand that fire burns? Why don't you get the experience of others?
Yeah, because it takes time to break the ice. It takes time because you can question that why Samrat Ashoka, he didn't understand, or the king Ashoka, he didn't understand in the middle of it. Why didn't he realized it? So when he killed a lot of people, like after getting, stinking rich, after they're having their life of the fat of the land, they're living
Of the fat of the
their
land.
life of the fat of the land. Yeah, they are living
Of the fat of the land.
off the fat of the land. Yeah, when they are living high on the hog, and after that they realized it dawned on. They realized that no, we do not need money because money is not everything. But after having that luxury, after they have money to burn or after they have money to blow, why this late realization comes from?
Okay, let me
Because
as you're talking about the realization, right? Recently we had Ambabuchi, right? In Kamakka, Ambabuchi,
Okay.
right, in Assam. So what happened? There were so many sadhus, and some months ago, we had Kumbh Mela, right? You'd find a lot of sadhus, the monks and the nuns. They went there. They worship the destroyer of the
Shiva.
Lord Shiva, the destroyer. So they were not stinking rich, or they are not stinking rich. They don't have to get the realization. They understood the shell, that shell has to be broken, and you don't have to understand something in a big way. You don't have to have the violence. You don't have to destroy something. You're talking about the stinking rich people. Let's talk about the monks.
You said the answer by yourself.
No,
That's what
violence is not needed.
explaining.
You can nurture it. You can get the great chicken.
Destruction means violence. Destruction means violence. You're violating something. You're going against something. You are holding someone by their throats. So this is how you're killing something. That is pretty natural. That's why we have in Hindu mythology, if you follow that, obviously you follow it, you would find the three gods are there. And these three forms of gods, they have different, different duties, different responsibilities to discharge. Like Brahma, he gave birth. Generator. Yeah, he's a begelter.
Generator.
Yeah, begelter. And the second is Vishnu, who what he does, he raises us.
Organizers.
Yeah,
Organizer.
organizer. And Lord
Shiva,
Shiva, he's the
destroyer.
destructor.
That's why it is G-O-D, God. G
Yeah.
stands for generation,
Oh.
O stands for organization,
Right,
and
yeah.
D stands for destruction.
Destruction.
Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, G-O-D. You know that.
Right. And if you ponder on, or if you fuss over, you would find that why the destructor, it's needed.
Destroyer.
Destroyer
Destroyer is
is
needed.
needed. Why the destroyer is needed? Because they are on the verge of creating something new. In order to create something new, you have to forget your former self. Otherwise, you would be just like the ghost of yourself, ghost of your former self.
Say, for example, there is a mango tree, and that tree has a lot of mangoes, right? So don't you feel that you like don't get those mangoes or the fruits forcefully? There will be time they will drop automatically on the land.
It happens.
It happens. It happens. So why do you have to have balance?
At times, people they think different people they have different mentality. I and you, we might feel that
You and I.
Yeah, you and I. Let's wait for the time when the mango would drop on the ground. Then we'll grab it, we'll eat it. But some people they would think in different way. They would find that if the mangoes are rotten, then beforehand we need to plug it out. This is how they feel.
So that in your term, when I started with this quotation that mighty oaks grow from little acorns. Mighty oaks from little acorns grow, right? So when you talk about mighty oaks from little acorns grow, there is no destruction. Things happen automatically.
there are
When your time
destructions.
comes,
Who said there is
when
no
your times
destruction?
come,
Destruction is there.
how?
You suppose, as you have given the proverb, the mighty oaks, it comes from what it
Mighty oaks come from
little
mighty oaks
acorns,
from little
yeah.
acorns grow.
Little acorns, yeah. Now, the process as we see the mighty oaks, the rich people, the stinking rich people, their lifestyle, it's quite flashy. That's flashy lifestyle. We are being driven by that, and we want to make that. But when we start trying to follow their path, in the middle of the journey, we found no, it is pretty difficult to achieve. So because there are a lot of sacrifices, it causes you a lot of sacrifices, lot of struggle. So people are not ready to keep their nose to the grindstone.
But Mr. Banerjee,
but
there
they
are so many people who don't have to struggle. They have the legacy themselves.
Yes, they have legacy.
So when
but-
they don't have to struggle, then struggle is not needed everywhere.
yeah, everybody
It's not by default.
needed.
It is not by default.
You might be born with a silver spoon. That's fine. That's your luck.
Right.
As he said.
So luck matters.
No. Let me finish. Now, what happens? You're a person who is born with a silver, who was born with a silver
Silver
spoon.
spoon.
Now, what happens? That is transitory. That is transient. That doesn't stay for a long period of time. Now, you don't know when the fire of that particular practical life or the pragmatic views, when it touch you, the views would when it would touch you, how it feels, the fire, how it feels, the poverty, how it feels, the dire poverty, how it feels. They don't know. Once they get into it, then they start feeling it. Then they start trying to do by their own selves instead of enjoying the legacy what they have. So then they would understand. But beforehand, if they would, I have a lot of friends who those are coming from an Ufi background, but at the end of the day, not all of them. Some of them they realized that no, that's my father's wealth. That is the legacy that my father had built. Now I have to do something in order to develop it, in order to alleviate that particular stuff. But if you do not realize it, when push comes to shove, you would understand. And in a pinch, there is a phrase, in a pinch you must burn rubber. So beforehand, you must realize it. If you do not, then you have to face the consequences.
Says the music. Thank you, Mr. Banerjee.